property window, go to events, go to events, and these are the different events now. And you select one event here and come below, and here you can see fires when the button is clicked. So the event is going to fire when the button is clicked now. Are you getting me or not? Okay, like this load. The event will fire when the page is loaded, and automatically the associated event handler will be executed for you now. Automatically the associated event handler will be executed. Come on, any confusion with these 2 points? First point. Event handlers. See, understand carefully, is associated with an event of a control. What is that? Events are present under the control. Event is a member of the control. Control is a class now. Under that we have event. Now, this method is bound with this event. So whenever this event fires, automatically this method will execute. Okay, how to know when an event fires? Go to property window, select the event, read in the bottom. When will the event fire? When that event fires, associated method will execute. Now see, what is your control? Under that we have an event. Click right up. When we click on this, automatically this method will execute now. Not a method. What should I say? Event handler will execute. Hope you guys are clear. See now. The methods under which we are implementing the logic for an event are known as event handlers. We call them as event handlers. Okay. And one more important point. How many event handlers we have in our code now? Right now, tell me. Come on, here in this class, how many event handlers are present? 3 is a wrong answer. 4 now. What is the 4th one? Page load. The 4th one is page load. So how many methods are there? 4 methods. You noticed one thing? All these methods are taking 2 parameters. Yes or not? What are the 2 parameters? Object sender, event RC. So event handler methods are non-value returning. Watch, all are void. Check it out, all are void. Event handler methods are non-value returning. Second point is they take 2 parameters also. What are the 2 parameters? First one is, second one, what is the use of it? I'll tell you. Just we'll understand about it everything in detail. Okay. So just a minute. Event handler methods are non-value returning, and they will take 2 mandatory parameters. What is this? First one is of type object. Second one is of type event arcs or a child class of event arcs. Read it carefully. They are non-value returning. They are not going to return any value. And they will take 2 mandatory parameters, man. What is the first parameter? Object. Second parameter? Event arcs are a child class of event arcs. Here, we don't see any child class here. All are event arcs only. Watch it. That sender and here the names, man. We can give any name now. Don't bother about the name. Understand only about the type. What is the type? Object. Second one, event arcs. First one is object. Second one is event arcs. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, 2 mandatory parameters. First one is object type, and second one is event arcs type is what it is taking to you. These are the 2 things what we have. Object and the event arcs. Class. Ray, your mouse there, man. It will tell you what is it. What is object? You know now, object is a class. What is event arcs? And don't forget, a class is a type. Parameters will be type only. Na? Parameter can be anything. Parameter can be only type. So these are classes actually. Object is a class we already know. And now in new point I'm telling you, event arcs is also a class. I did not tell you what is the use of it. I'll explain each and everything. Where we use this object, where we use this event tags, I'll tell you. Don't focus, don't think what is the need of it now. Just understand. Point number one, we call these methods as event handlers. Point number two, event handler methods are non-value returning. Point number three, event handler methods take two parameters. What are the two parameters? Object sender and event tags. Is it clear, all of you? Yeah, you can read this note again. Non-value returning, and every method take two parameters in common. What are the two? First one, object. Second one are a child class of event tags. Event tags are a child class of event tags. These are the two things what it takes to you. Clearer or not? Okay. Second thing. One more thing. Watch this. Tell me, an event has, sorry, a control has only one event associated with it or multiple events? Open the mouth and answer here. An event, a control has only one event or multiple event? So many events are there. I already showed you 5, 6 events we saw. Right now in web, the number of events will be less, guys. But if you go to the same thing to desktop, Windows, every control will have n number of events. 30, 40 events will be there. In web, you see only very minimum number of events. But in desktop applications, you'll see lots of events there. Okay. But here we're talking on the web. So last class we saw for this button. Yeah, watch it. 8 events are there. There are 8 events. Okay, not one event. There are only 8 events. Okay, now can I add a new button on this, guys? Can I add a new button on this? I want to add a new button on this. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me copy this text here. Paste it. Just a minute. Just I'm creating a new button, guys. The new button name, I'm giving it as some different name I want to give, like BTN login. It's a login button. Imagine it is a login button. And a text also will change. What is it? Login. Text also will change it as login. Okay. And something like a border style is a dash. Now I want to give a different border style. We tried dashed, we tried dotted, double. Okay. I'll give something like a red or a solid border. Solid border. Okay. It's a new button. Right now, this is a button. Right now, you see, this doesn't have any event handler associated, right? This has an event handler. This has an event handler. This also has event handler. Last class, we tried all these 3. This is a new button. No event handler. See, nothing is happening. Correct? I want to write an event handler for this. I want to write an event handler for this. If you want to write it, tell me all the 3 options here. Option 1. Go to design. Go to properties. Go to properties. Choose. Are you practicing really? I'm getting a doubt, man. You say you're practicing, but you don't know anything at all. Yesterday I showed you this. Properties. Under that, events. Next. Choose your event. Double click on it. Yes or not? What do you do? Choose your event and double click on it. Whatever event you want, double click, it will generate the event handler for you. Correct now? Second option, you can go to the source view and type like what on put is equals to. It will open you a window there. There you have a new event handler. Third one, you can go to the code view and there you can try. What is it? BTN login plus equals to and hit the tab key will generate the method. All options. Are you clear? But see, guys, I'm not doing all these three. I'm not doing all these three things. Watch carefully. I am double clicking on the button and the method is ready. See, noticed it or not? What did I do? Oh, sir, you did not do any of these three things. Double click automatically method came. Why it came for click only? Why not for other events? See, earlier, yesterday it is very clear. We typed on click equal to, but here we did not say anything. Simply double click the method came. Why is it generating for click? I want for load. I want for some other. Actually, I asked you a question now. Do you have multiple events to a controller? One event. Huh? How many? But one event is a default event. One event is a default event. And if you want to generate an event handler for that event, double click on it, it will generate. Double click on it, it will generate. Click is a default event for button. Click is a default event for button. Text change is a default event for text box. Check change is a default event for checkbox. If you want to write the code under default, 90% of the times your coding will be in the default events only. 90% of the times code we write in the default events. And if you want the event handler for a default event, no need to follow any of the three things what I taught you yesterday. What is the simplest option? Double click will generate for you. And this happens only for default event. Sir, I want an event handler for command event, sir. I will double click. Will it generate? No, it won't generate. You are required to follow this process only. What is it? Go to property,
online
events, double click here. Understood or not? And see the names of the event handler methods also. The name of the event handler, Visual Studio follows a pattern. What is the pattern? Name of your control underscore name of your event. What is the name of your control? BTN login underscore. Array, that will be easy to remember going forward. When you have thousands of lines of code in your class now, the method names are like a test one, test two, test three. We don't know which method is executed when now. But this will be giving you a clear picture to you. See here, even though we have 5 event handlers in the code, looking at this, everyone can understand when will what execute. Yes or not? First method will execute when the page is loaded. Second method will execute when the button 1 is clicked. Third one, button 2 is clicked. Fourth one, button 3 is clicked. Fifth one, login button is clicked. You are clearly able to understand which method will execute when now. Yes or not? That is the reason. That is the reason to define separate. That is the reason why the Visual Studio follows this pattern. Say code, what it defines must be user friendly, understandable to all. So it follows some rules and conventions very clearly. Yeah. Okay. So guys, watch it. Default events. Every control is associated with multiple events with it, and to generate event handler for any, we need to follow any of the 3 processes that are described above. Yesterday I taught you all the 3 options. Okay, next. For every control, there will be one default event. And in case we want to generate event handler to that default event without any of the options that are described above, without following any of the options described above, we can directly double click on the control in design view, which will generate the required event. Yes, now I double clicked on the design view, I got it now. See now, this is a list of the default events of your control. Button, link button, image button, text box.
और पता है एमबीसी और कोर में ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं, 1-1.5 महीने का कोर्स है, लेकिन लंबा खींचेगा ये। तो भाई आधा घंटा पढ़ा के जो है
select index change.
क्या होगा?
Yeah, like default events to control.
No.
Are you clear? Now tell me, are you clear how to place controls on your screen now? How to deal with properties and events? I did not tell you what methods, that's all. How to call a method here in the code view, we can call a method now. We know how to call a method, no need any explanation for that, that's it. But you need to understand how to set the properties and how to work with the events. That's what I already demonstrated for you. Now let's
अरे
do
यार
one
कल
thing.
मिस कर गया भाई,
With
कल
this
मेरा एग्जाम
knowledge,
सर दर्द कर रहा था, मैं
let us
कहीं का
talk
भूल
about
गया, कल मुझे
one by
लगा
one
भी हाँ ठीक है,
control that is
मैं
available
भी
to you.
करता हूँ आज।
So many controls are there. Let's understand about
देखो
one by one
HTML पढ़ना है,
control that is provided
HTML
for
कहाँ
you.
से पढ़ रहे हो, कैसे?
The first control is label. What's a label? We use this
नहीं एक थोड़ा
control for
सा वो
displaying
ठीक है,
static
थोड़ा सा
text
टैग
on
वगैरह
the
बड़े पढ़
UI.
दें, सिमेंटिक टैग वगैरह से
We
कौन
use this for displaying the static text on the UI. If you want to display any static text on the UI, see, you have a text
नहीं
box
वो
here.
तो
Before text
पता है
box, I
मेरे
want
को,
to show
थोड़ा बहुत
enter
समझ, मैं फिर भी
name.
पढ़ना चाहता
That's
हूँ
a
बस।
static text now.
मान लो कुछ पूछ ही लिया,
Are you
जैसे
clear?
टैग,
If you
सिमेंटिक
want
टैग
to
क्या क्या
display
है,
any static text
कितने,
on the UI, what you
ये
should
चीजें पढ़ना
use?
बाकी है, और तो कुछ
The
नहीं
label
बाकी
control.
तो।
The first one, label, is used for displaying the static text on the UI. Read it.
अरे मैं उसका उसका नोट मेरे पास है, उसका नोट्स है मेरे पास। हाँ, वो किसी ने, वो उसका नोट्स जैसा है ना, वो किसी ने लिखा है
Text
अपने हाथ से, वो
property. Yesterday for button also
ऊपर
we
दिया
use the
हुआ मैंने।
same text property to give a caption to a button. Remember? Text property
हम्म,
of the control. Second one.
हाँ देखते हैं
What
अभी
is this
क्या है।
actually?
अरे
Actually,
हमको प्रोग्राम से नहीं दिक्कत है, देखो
this
हमको अगर
control is
पेज
used
बनाना हो तो
for
पेज हम क्रिएट कर
submitting a
देंगे,
page
हमें
to the
सबमिशन
server.
चाहिए, HTML CSS
You
लगा
know
के
what is
देंगे,
submitting a page to
हमने
the
देखे, लेकिन
server?
एक्चुअली समझना है।
Already
हाँ
in
प्लीज।
HTML classes, your teacher have taught you how to design a UI, right? You created a login page there, a registration page, simple
चलो कुछ नहीं,
login page, registration page. You designed a login page here, but when user
वो
clicks on the
गाड़ी,
login,
हाँ
it
फिर
has
भी
to
सही
verify
करना है,
whether the user is a valid
वो
user or
गाड़ी नहीं,
not.
चलो
And
अभी
if a
कर लेते
valid
हैं, हाँ अभी
user,
कर लेते हैं, इसका करना
it has to take you to the next page. Otherwise, take a registration page.
है।
When you
ठीक,
click on the register button,
हाँ
the data should be saved to the database. Did you write this code? Come on, open the mouth and answer. Did you write this code? What did you learn in HTML? How to design registration page. You stop it there only. If you've done anything more, you might have to do validations. You might have done validations. Username should be something, something. Password should be something, something. That type of validations you done. But did you go forward and just think like how this data gets saved in the database? You did not do that. You did not do that. And that is all server side functionality. What you learned in the HTML classes is only about client side functionality, not about. And now the next thing is the server side functionality. When we click on the register, all this data should be saved to database. And that is server side coding now. Are you clear? Now tell me, if you want to save this to the database, first the values that are entered in the browser should be captured in the server or not? If the values can be captured there, then only you can store the values. These are, see, basically, man, web applications are three-tier architectures. Did you catch my point? What is the first one? End user machine. Second one, web server. Third one, database server. We still did not integrate the database server. Right now, we have two machines now. First machine, client. Second machine, server. Our first machine is browser. Second machine is the server. Right now, today, for me, both are same systems. But real time, both won't be same systems. Right or not? Now see, user entered all the data, clicked on the register button. When the user clicked on the register button, what should happen? All the data that is entered here should go to the server. Should go to the server. And we call this process as submitting a page. Did you understand or not? What do you call submitting a page? What is meant by submitting a page? The process of transporting all the values from the client machine to server machine, or the process of transporting the values entered in controls to the server is called as submitting. Yes, understood me or not? Okay. And did you learn this? Basically, you have created a text box now. In HTML, you created a text box. Input type is equals to text. Next, ID is equals to text name. Name is equals to text name. This is how you create a text box. Okay, now this you added a button. You added a button. Something input type is equals to button, and value is equals to login. Value is equals to login. ID is equals to btn login. Name is equals to btn login. So all of you carefully watch it. What you're writing? One text box and one button. When I click on this button, the value entered in the text box should go to server. Are you getting me or not? The value entered in the text box should go to the server. Okay, now tell me, if I click on the button, will the value go to the server or not? That is the question. Will it go to the server? No. Why? Button is not capable of doing this. Submit. What you required to use? Submit, not button. You know what is the difference? Button and submit both act like error only. But button can execute only on the client side, but cannot capable of hitting the server. Submit button is only capable of hitting the server. Did you understand my point or not? You add a normal button, click on it, nothing will happen. Understood me? It won't hit the server. If you want to hit the server, what should be the button? Submit. But submit a normal button looks alike only. Yes or not? Okay, now tell me, if you click on the submit, will it hit the server or not? Hit the server? No. Why, sir? Array, your teacher did not teach you. The code should be inside of a form tag. If there is no form tag, this is not going to hit the server. This is not going to hit the server. What is mandatory? Form. What is a form? A form is a container. A form is a container basically. This is very common in all the GUI applications. In desktop, we call it as Windows form. In web, we call it as a web form. In mobile, we call it as a mobile form. This is a container under which all the controls should be present. So whenever you click on the submit, these values will reach the server. Did you understand me or not? I repeat again. What is it? It is a container under which all the controls should be present. And when we hit the submit button, all these values will be sent to the, or all the values will be posted to the server. Understand English correctly. What will happen? Posted to the server means you're posting the data to the server. Understood me? And if you want to do that, what do you require is a submit button. What you require is a submit button. Okay, coming back to my discussion, what are we learning? Now, three classes means three controls. One, what is button? If I use a button, it will render me a submit. What it renders you? Submit. If I use image button, it renders me an image. You learned now input type is equals to image. Input type is equals to image. That is also submit button only, but looks like a image. Button have a caption, but image button has a image. But both will submit the page to server. Third one is nothing but a hyperlink. Nothing but a hyperlink. Hyperlinks also can hit the server. Hyperlinks also can hit the server. Three can hit the server. What are the three? Submit button. Actually, this is a submit button. This one, hyperlink. This one, image button. On a web form, button will convert into link button will generate you. Image button will generate you. Last class and day before yesterday already taught you, man. What is that? Everything renders. Finally, all should be converted to HTML. End of the day, without HTML, nothing works. Okay, so you place a button here, it will convert into input type submit. You place a link button, hyperlink. You place an image button, image. Shall I show you all the three? Okay. First, I will start with, let us add a new form, guys. To understand this, let us add a new form. So in the project, I'm adding a new web form. See, look, when I add a form, I will name it as button demo 1. Button demo 1. Have you noticed any time by default it gives a form tag here? This div is not important here. The div is only a container. Delete it. That's not important. Form tag is there. You noticed it? Array, why do you need the form tag? If this form tag is not there, it won't hit the server. Do you catch my point or not? If the form tag is not there, it won't hit the server. If you want to hit the server, compulsory what should be there? Form tag should be there. Got my point? Okay. I will create all the 3 buttons for you. Meanwhile, let me comment this. No form tag, okay now? And look, man, input type is equals to not button here. What is it? Submit. ID is equals to btn1. Name is equals to btn1. And value is equals to, simply I'm writing login. And otherwise we'll name as btn login1, btn login1. For a value, login. Guys, one more thing I want to show you. I will also add you input type is equals to button. Okay, now input type is equals to button and value is equals to login. Okay, run the page once.
तो हर रिज्यूमे तो हर बनाओ चाहिए पहले डिजाइन बनो जो डिजाइन ठीक है
Now one is a submit button and one is a normal button.
तो वो मैं कार्ड चेंज
But if you click on the 2 buttons, nothing will happen now. See, nothing happens. What do you mean nothing happens? The page is not submitted to the server. How do I check that? If the page is submitted to the server, you will find the refreshing option. The refresh button will blink. Can you see that? Come on, guys. Can you see the refresh button activating? What is the meaning? Nothing is happening here. Okay. Well, now let me show you this. I will add a, well, we have a form tag now below. Under that, I'll place you. Let me uncomment this. And I will add the 2 buttons in it. Okay, run. All of you notice the difference now. Now you have form tag now. Can you see that? What is happening? It is hitting the server. Second button is not doing anything. See? That time I said you, normal buttons cannot submit the data. The meaning, the name is given. Submit. What the input type is? Submit. The meaning of the statement is not only now. Submit to the server. Did you understand the difference between submit button and normal button? Normal buttons are only for client-side execution. They cannot submit the page to server. If you want to submit the page to server, what is important? Submit button. And that should be present under the form tag. Understood or not? That should be present under the form tag. Okay. Shall I add a text box also there? Input type is equals to text. Input type is equals to text. Okay. And ID is equals to txt name. Next, name is equals to txt name. Run once. Just a minute. Entering a name here. I'll click on this. See, nothing happened. But when I click on this, can you see a blinking here? Not only that here, look at the address bar, all of you. The values are going to the server. Did you notice it or not? The values are going to the server. Whose values are going? And name text box and login button. Second button value won't go. Second button is useless button. That's only for client side. Don't consider that. What is important? Submit is only important. Can you see that or not? Okay. And all of you have this doubt now. What is ID? What is name? What is ID? What is name? Let me remove this name, guys. What I have is only ID. See that? Or if name attribute is not present, the value will not reach the server now. What is it? All what I was telling you earlier, I'm practically showing you right now. What is important? Name attribute. See, button has a name attribute. That's a button value is going. But text box doesn't have the name attribute. So what we have ID attribute now, sir? ID is only for referring to the control in JavaScript. I want to access the text box in the JavaScript code now. Then what I need? ID. I want to submit the value to the server. What I need? Name is mandatory. Generally, both of them will have the same value, but don't forget about the name. Now tell me, you want to send only the text box value to the server. Am I right or not? Why do you want the button caption to go to the server? So, trying to tell you, a button doesn't require a name. No need a name for a button. Third one, leave it here. Third one will not go to the server at all. A button doesn't require a name. What you require a name is only for text box, checkbox, or these only, because these usually should go to the server. Run again. Now you have 10 text boxes now. Click on the login. What will happen? All the 10 text box values are submitted to the server. Do you understand what is the submitting, all of you? Yes or not? Who can submit? Submit button can submit. Second one, image button can submit. Submit button, image button. Third one, hyperlink. Only these three can submit you. But here, this all HTML code is what we are writing now. Yes or not? Hey guys, I don't want to write the HTML code, man. What I want is ASPX code is what I want. What I want is ASPX code. Come on, let me add you a ASPX button. Watch it. ID, run it, text. Okay now? Next. Let me add a link button also. Run and see. Just run and see. One will look like a button and one will look like a hyperlink, man. But both will submit the page to server. Observe it. This also will hit the server, see? This also will hit the server. Sometimes we see like this. Sometimes we see like this. Generally, you have a some record showing in a table format. Understand? You are showing a record shown in a table format. They said every record there should be a delete. If you click on the delete, that should be deleted. In such scenarios, we don't use buttons. What we use is links. And then notice in the real time, here, you find some link like this. You click that will be deleted. Understood? Generally, buttons are used for login, register. These type of scenarios we use buttons. But just like a delete, edit, these type of scenarios, what we use hyperlinks. But both are same. Both will submit the page to server. Now, shall I add an image button also? Okay, if you want an image button, you need an image. You want to add an image button, you need an image now. Are you clear? So let me do one thing. In the project, yesterday it added 2 folders and we deleted them, remember? What I said, we will add them when the time comes. I'm adding a folder, guys. Right click on the project, add a folder. We'll name the folder as images. Now do one thing. Copy any image into this folder from your hard disk. How? Right click, add existing item. Earlier we used to use new item. Now it is existing item. Now on my computer, I have a folder called images, and I have lots of different images in this particular folder, man. I have lots of images in this folder. I want to use an image here. Some image here I just wanted to use. Is it clear? I want to use this image, man. I want to use this image. Okay. Nike.jpg. Add. See that. Is it clearer or not? Now let me add a image button. Concentrate on this, all of you. Okay. ID is equals to btn click 3. Run it is equals to server. Are you clear till now? We don't write text now. What do you have text? The text won't be there. It's an image button. What you record use now? Image URL is equals to what is the URL of the image? And guys, all of you, when you type it, array, it will show you and tells you pick it the URL. Click on this, guys. A window will open and show you select it images nike.jpg. Select it and it writes. What is that, sir? Listen. Tilde slash. Tilde slash refers to the project folder. We use so many times going forward, remember. Tilde slash refers to what? Project folder. What a project folder? You know remember the hierarchy of your projects, your personal drive, personal folder, solution folder, project folder. There is a hierarchy, na? Now, without typing all these things, if I say tilde slash, directly it refers to project folder. But actually, what I should type there, E drive, ASP9, controls demo, under that images, under that Nike.jpg. That's the part. If I type like this, what is the problem, Tomorrow I'll copy this into another computer, man. There I copied in the C drive. Will this code work now? That is why don't write the physical path anytime. We call this as a virtual path. Tilde slash refers to project folder. It may be in C drive, it may be in D drive, it may be in F drive, but directly you're referring to the project folder now. Then inside the project folder, what do you have? Images folder. Another images folder, nike.jpg. Actually, if you want to specify the correct path, means physical path, this is the physical path, man. If you want to type all the thing, type it now. You want to do a tomorrow you change the folder, it won't work now. Understood? That's why what you're doing from E to control from here to here, we are simply writing tilde. So tilde refers to the projects folder. Under that, images. Under that, nike.jpg. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. Now just run it. The image will be very much bigger. You can control the size of it. Hold on, let us see. But see, guys, all of you, when you click on this button also, notice it, submit is working. Yes or not? Control the size, man. Actually, HTML, when you are working with HTML, no need to stop the project. No need to stop the project. Make your changes here, save it, come and refresh. You can see the changes immediately. Only for CS changes only, you need to stop and run the project. For HTML changes, no need to stop and run. You can directly do it. Okay. So come on, man. I'll set up the width. The width is equals to 50. Height is equals to 50. Save, refresh. Is that clear, all of you? See, submitting, submitting, submitting. All three are submitting. So did you understand about the button family? I said it's a family of buttons. Under this, we have three classes. What are button and image button? Why did I use the word family there? Reason is, listen. What is first class? Button. Right click on the class and say go to definition. You know this option now. What is the parent class? Web control. Under that, I button control. I button control. Okay. Well, now same like this. Let me add a link button. Leave web control. Web control is parent class for all classes. Focus here. I button control. Under that, we have these three buttons now. But web control text box is also under web control only. Web control is common for all. Ignore that. Focus only on the I button control. See again. Third one. What is the third one? Image button. All these three basically, here it is inheriting from where? Image, correct now? Right click. It's again coming from a web control. Uh, it should have that also. All are parent I button control only for all the three buttons. Sir, web control, no, web control is a parent for all controls. Web control is a parent for all control. I button control is a parent for these three buttons. Means this is a hierarchy here. What is the first one? Web control. Under web control, what we have? I button. We have one more thing called as I button control. Now see our button, our link button, our image button, all these three are present under I button. Suppose tomorrow you take a text box. A text box will not come under this one. Understood me? What comes under this? Only button family. This only a button family. That's what. That's why we use the word as a button family. Okay. And all the three are used right now, right? We have used all the three here. Okay. Just a minute. Come on. Run once. Run it equal to server is only for ASP.NET controls. For HTML controls, we don't require run it equal to server. I'll tell you, wait. Go to view page source man and you guys can notice it. Are you getting is as I said or not? You can check. First one created, input type submit. Correct now? Second one created, anchor tag. Third one created, that's what I said you. Button renders you submit. Link button renders you hyperlink. Image renders you input type image. That's what I typed here for you. Any questions? Understood? First thing, did you understand what is meant by submitting a page? Tell me, man. Did you understand what is the submitting a page? What are the rules to be followed to submit a page? What are the rules to be followed? Means you say yes, sir. What are the rules to be followed to submit a page? First rule, all the controls must be inside of a form tag. All the controls must be inside of a the 3 points. Come on, first point. All the controls must be under form tag. Second one, every control needs a name attribute. If name attribute is not there, you cannot get that on the server. Third rule, either a submit button or a image button or a hyperlink should be present. Then when we click on that, they will hit the server. Is that clear, all of you? Yeah. Read this question now. Controls from carrying all the values now. Okay. Now here we must have a doubt here. We'll have a doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, when I hit the button, all these values are going to the server. Who is receiving them there? Who will receive there? Did you get the question or not? What is that? When I click on the submit, all the values are submitted to the server. Who will receive the values now? Server means whatever. Who are you? Server. See, that's what. A car is manufactured by Tatas. Does it mean that Ratan Tata will come and manufacture a car for you? Then who will receive the values means you say server now? Someone must be there to receive the values now. You can receive the values either in the same page or you can receive the values in another page also. Did you catch my point? Watch it. What I'm trying to tell you. You have page one here. You have values in page one. I clicked on the submit button. All the values went to the server. Who is going to receive these values? Option one, page one only can receive. Option one, page one only can receive. Option two, page one is sending the values and page two is receiving the values. Got my point? Page one sending the value, receiving page two. Sometimes page one only can receive. If page one is only receiving, we call it as a post back submission. If a page one only is receiving the values, we call it as a post back submission. If page two is receiving the values, we call it as cross page submission. Simple English, man. Post back means back to the same now. Second one means another page, cross page submission. Are you clear? Read it. Post back submission, read. Submitting a page back to itself, submitting a page back to itself, whereas cross page submission means submitting to another page. Page one, submitting to page one. Page one, submitting to page two. Cross page submission. Sir, which one do we use? We use both based on the requirements. We use both on the based on the requirements. I'll tell you one example. You have a login page. When you click on the login page, suppose a Facebook, let us take. When you click on the login, what should happen? When you click on the login should happen and your feed data should show you now. Array, the data feed, it should come for you. Right? Huh? Okay, you imagine it like this. You are working with a Zomato, you are just ordering some food in the Zomato, or you are ordering something in Amazon or something. You ordered a notebook in Amazon, for example. You're adding notebooks in Amazon. 10 notebooks you added. You added for 10 notebooks. Now it will take you to the final page where you make your payment, and there it will show you the bill, the amount, and all the things. You notice it now? Suppose it's showing you something, some notebook, classmate, W notebook, something, these many pages, and here it will show you the quantity now, 10, and how many the price of each and everything. Final bill will be shown in the bottom. Can I reduce the quantity? Come on, tell me. Can I reduce the quantity? 10 books I ordered, each book is costing some 400 rupees and 4,000 is the bill. So I thought like, okay, let me reduce the quantity. And you click on the minus there, that is post back, man. See, when you click on the minus page, it's not changing. You're still on the same page now. Understood or not? Sometimes you have a remove option also. You added 4 or 5 items now. One item you found it very costly and you're not afforded of it. You have a remove option. When you click on the remove, you go to another page. You stay on the same page or not? What is that? Push back. With the same page only will be reloaded back again. Removes that item and reloads it. That's called post back. Okay. So now login page taking you to a feed page or somewhere else, that is called as cross page. So which one do we use? Means depends on the requirement here. I will use post back submissions also. I will use cross page submission also. Both will be used. But by default, button by default, button is capable of doing only post back. The default button can submit to back to itself only. Post back submission only to itself. Then how to go for cross page, sir? I'll tell you. Just a minute, guys. I'll tell you what is run it equal to server. We'll talk about it. Wait. Which code finally? ASP or HTML? HTML only, na? Finally, everything is HTML only. That's why we write only HTML code here. What is the problem of security with HTML? Say, listen, what is the question, Read this question, all of you.
Yes, 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 yes.
That is why now I said you write C sharp code in code behind. Array, HTML code, what you want security? Yeah, what is HTML code? Creating a control. Why you want security for that? Where you want security? Logic. Logic is not here now. Where is the logic? CS. So no one can see the CS code now. Understood my point or not? Even someone sees this code, no problem. What is that? And that too, why will end user see the ASPX? End user will see HTML. Array, in the web page source, you are seeing ASPX code. What you are seeing? It is not visible to anyone, man. No worries. No need to think about it. It won't be shown to anyone. Yes, we can all we can in the sense user, end user. End user can only see HTML. End user cannot see C sharp code. End user cannot see ASPX code. What end user can see? Only HTML. What I give to end user is only HTML. Yeah. What I'm telling you, by default, a button is capable of performing only post-batch submission, not a cross page. If you want a cross page, what should I do, sir? I'll tell you. Okay, I'll show you both the two options to you right now. I'll show you post-back and I'll show you cross page. Both options I'll show you. Concentrate on this. I'm adding a new page, guys. Where did I add a new page? Hmm. Let me add a new page in the project. I will name the new page as button demo 2. We added button demo 1 right now. And now I'm adding button demo. Let me do one thing. I'll add two buttons here, man. One is for pushback, one is for cross pitch. Check. Check it out. What did I clear? Button 1, button 2. There's a caption. First page caption is, second page caption is. By default, both these buttons will do pushback submission only, right or not? Yes or not? How do I know that, sir? How do I check that? Watch. Go to code view. All of you, focus here. Go to code view. And here I'm writing a message here. What? Response dot write post back submission. Post back submission. You click on the two buttons, you will get the same message only now. Okay. You're getting off by default only. Sorry, not here. Just a second. Post back. What do you mean by post back? Post back means after clicking on the button or before clicking on the button? Louder. After clicking on, before clicking on the button, page loaded that time for the first time. Page loaded for the first time. After clicking on the button, loaded or reloaded. Understand me correctly. First time, page is loaded. Second time, page is reloaded. Okay, now? First request is called as post backer. Second request is called as post backer. Are you following me? First request is called as post backer. Second request is called post backer. Second request, not the first request. You can identify this in the code. How to identify? There is a property called as simple English, man, is post back. If it is a post back, execute this code. Did you understand or not? If it is a post back, execute this code. No, it is not a post back. It is not a post back. Shall I say, are you clear? What is this one? First request to the page and post back request to the page. Now see, first time I'm running my browser when I'm opening this one. What will come? Notice. What is it? First request. I click on the button. If you guys are clear, now onwards only that message only will come because all these are postbacks only. How many times? Array, the name. First request happens one time only, na? Rest all are postback requests. Rest all are postback requests. Okay? Well, now have a look here, all of you. I'm opening a browser. I'm opening a new browser. I'm typing the URL. I'm typing the URL here. Now, when you hit the enter key, what will happen? The request goes to server and the server will send you back the page. Again, you put blank faces, man. Every day you're doing that only now in the internet. You're opening, typing www.facebook.com, going to server and getting the response now. I'm also showing the same thing only. I opened a fresh browser. I type the URL. When you hit the enter key, what will happen? It will go to server and gets the page from the server. Am I right? Once again, it will go to and gets the page from the server. Are you clear? I am sending a request and getting the page. Understood? The first request of a page is also called as get request. Array, get request, man. Simple English, that's all. You are sending a request to get the page. What do you call? Get request. I sent a get request and I got the page now. Okay. So just to make you clear, I'll write first or you call it as a first request or you call it as a get request. Okay, now let me stop it once, run again. I am calling this for the first time, not here. I am calling this for the first time. Why? I closed out the browser. See the output. Everyone clear? Your send request page came now. Okay, after the page comes, what you do? You're working with internet every day now. First you type www.facebook.com. Page came now. Will you sit silently now? What will you do? I will enter the user ID password and click on the button now. Then you are sending a post. You're performing a post now. Now the question is it a post backup or is it cross pager? That is the question. Okay, we can have anything. Post back also can be there, cross page. But right now, both are doing post back only is what I'm telling you. See, when I click on this one also, I'll get the same only. When I click on this one also, I'll get the same only. Are you clear? Okay. See, we call this a and we call this as a post or post back request. Both are same, just a difference like a post back. Simply post we can call. So the first one is called get request. Second one is called post request. A simple terminology, man. Get and post. The first request is get. Second request is post. Get request, post request. See, there is no rocket science here. Understand simple English grammar, that's all. First one, I'm sending a request to get the page. Second one, I'm post of the data. I'm posting the data to the server now. That's what we call post. Got it, all of you? Okay. Now, the two buttons click is doing the same thing or not? Tell me. When I click on the first button, also same thing happening. When I click on the second button, also same thing happening. But this is not the requirement. When I click on the first, I want. When I click on this, I want cross page. I want to go to another page. Which page? I want to go to. Let me add another page like a button demo 3. Let me see. I'm just trying to match the names. That's all. I'm adding one more page now. What is the name? Button demo 3. So this is a new page, man. This is a new page. For the time being, shall I type here? H3. This is a new page. This is a new page. Come on, come to button demo 2 again. Run. the first button. First button is working as expected. First button is working as expected. But click on the second button, what should happen? Should go to second page. Should go to another page. This should go to another page now. Am I right? Okay. Which page? Which page? Button 3 na? Concentrate. How to specify that? We have an attribute called as postback URL is equals to, and select the page where you want it to go now. Are you clear? Okay, so just simply do what is that? Concentrate on the appropriate. You need to specify postback URL is equals to, and specify the name of the page what you want to go. Where you want to go? Button 3. You can see build. Under the project we have it now. See the difference, all of you. Button 1 is working as expected. Now click on, check it out. Address bar, notice it. Always you require to focus on the address bar also, not only on the output. Earlier, here, click here, button 3. It went to button 3. How did you specify that? By using, what is the property? Postback URL. By using a property called as postback URL. Postback URL is equals to, and you are going to specify the appropriate value. That's what how you are going to submit from one page to another page. Otherwise, button will do what? Postback submission. Okay. So have a look, man. Here I said you. What is it? What is the postback and what is cost page? I read this now. Concentrate here, everyone. Button control submits a page back to itself. Means it's capable to do both. Default postback. Okay. Understanding postback submission and cross page. Add a new web form in your project. Name it as button demo 2 and write the below code under its div tag. ID, run it, is a caption. I copy pasted that only. Na? Right now, both the buttons will perform postback submission only. And to check that, go to and write the below code under. Don't forget, what is it? It's an event handler. It is a event handler. Under that event handler, let's implement our logic. What I'm writing here? This is simple English you can understand now. It's a Boolean property, returns you true or false. True means a postback. False means not a postback. When we go to else part, first time it is false. We'll come to else part and we'll show you. This is a first star get request. Second time, what will show you? This is a post star post. Remember the terminology here. Not only here, this terminology will be important when you go tomorrow. Learn MVC also. Get request, post request, or first request, post back request, whatever you say. Get and first are same. Post and post back are same. Okay, read. And I use these post back now. Don't you have the doubt where you got it from? I got it from my parent class. I got it from my parent class. That is defined in the page class actually. Okay. Post star and false. If it is a first star, get request. The first star, get request. Calling. Open the mouth, man. If you sit silently, you'll sleep. That's why I said you open the mouth. First request to your page is called as get request and post back request. In ASP.NET, not in a web application.NET, this jargon and the terminology is very, very crucial, remember. Tomorrow you read something, someone will tell you about sending the values as a what they say is get post. That is how they speak. Understood me? Okay, be clear with the jargon correctly first. Now, first message wanted to show you this is a first or get request, which indicates it is a first request. And when we click on any of the two buttons, remember guys, any of the two buttons, it will display the value as, which indicates it's a postback request. Okay, right now, both buttons are performing postback submission only. Whereas if we want the second button to perform a cross-page submission, then add a new web form in the project. Name it as okay na and write the following code under page load event of code view. Are anywhere you can write here. I written in ASPX file. I asked you to write in ASPX.cs file. Write somewhere, no problem. Next. Button 2.a. Select second button. Go to its property. Identify the selected, which will display a button beside. Click on it, which will launch a new screen. And in that, select button 3.aspx and run the button demo 2.aspx form. And we watch the output, and we watch the output that is one first button postback, second button cross page. This button 3.aspx will open for you. Clearer or not? Okay. So I'm not telling you this is right or that is right. Both are right. Depending on your requirement, sometimes we need a pushback and sometimes we need a cross page. Okay, now. On .NET Core entry versions, I don't have anything, man. And you will read questions and go and answer in that without knowing the subject. I don't have it. Automatic refresh also stop when we set ease postback. What is that? I did not understand the question. What is automatic refresh? Why will automatic refresh happen first? First answer that. Why will automatic refresh happens? Okay? Yeah, guys. Now look. Some important members of your button control. First one. Already you know that, na? Already you know that for giving a caption we used it. Second one. Just now I explained you about. See, I explained you about text. I explained you about postback. I explained you both the two things for you. Text also explained you. Postback also, I just explained you. Third one, I'll tell you. 4, 5, what is click? You already worked with that. Click. 6. What you did not learn, tell me. On client click, command name, command argument, command. These are the things you did not, but remaining 3 will already learned it. Let me start from here. On client click. On client click. Okay. Have you in the HTML classes you learn JavaScript now? Using JavaScript, why do you use JavaScript? The main thing we use JavaScript is to do client-side validations. Yes, not client-side validations. For doing the client-side validations, we have used the JavaScript basically. Okay. Well, guys, if at all you focus on this about the client-side validation JavaScript code now, the client-side validations, like how do we write the JavaScript? If the validation fails, is the page submitted to the server or not submitted to the server? Should be submitted or should not be submitted? That is the question. If the validations fail, page should not be submitted to the server. How do you write that code? Means how do you write in your JavaScript? This should submit now, this should not submit now. How do you write that in your code? What you said is right here. What is it? If not validated, page should not be submitted to server. If validated, a page should be submitted to server. My question is, how did you do this in JavaScript? How do you tell this in the JavaScript? Submit now, don't submit. How do you tell this in the JavaScript? That is the question. You write a function. In the function, you write the logic. Okay. How do you tell in the function, now it should be submitted, now it should not be submitted? Don't know? You write all the logic in a function now. In the last, if the function has written true, the page is submitted to server. If the function has written false, the page will not be submitted to server. This is how we tell to the JavaScript, submit or don't submit. Did you catch my point or not? What is that? Written true submits the page to server. Written false should not submit the page to server. Did you understand me or not? Watch it. Actually, when I click on this button, man, which button? Second button. Look at this, all of you. When I click on this button, first it has to ask me. What it has to ask me? Are you sure of submitting the page? Are you clear? If I say okay, then it should submit. Means then it has to go to the next page. Otherwise, it should not go to the next page. Do you catch my point or not? When I click on this, it has to first ask me. What it has to ask me? Are you sure of hitting the server or not? If I say yes, then it has to. Otherwise, it should not. And that should be executed client side or server side. Decide now, tell me. Client side or server side? If it comes to server side, what is the point of asking again? Without coming to the server only, I should ask the client now. Are you sure of doing this? Okay. If you want anything to be done in the client side, your code should be in the JavaScript. Your code should be in the JavaScript. Till now, you learned writing HTML code here, CSS code also here. Right now I'm writing JavaScript code also. Watch. Where to write JavaScript code? At section script. Okay, now I'm writing this code in a format of a function. Function. Okay. Any name to your particular function. Some name, guys. Test is a function. Okay, now I want to prompt the user. What do you want to prompt? Are you sure of submitting the page to the server? How do you display a message box in JavaScript? Alert. Message box is alert. How do you display confirm dialog? Confirm. In JavaScript, you have a confirm dialog. Confirm. Are you sure of submitting the page to server? Are you sure? I'm asking this question. When I ask this question here, you will get a window with two buttons on it, OK and cancel. I'm not telling anything here. JavaScript this is. What you get? OK and cancel. When the user clicks on OK, it returns true. When the user clicks on cancel, it returns false. Let us capture it. Where status is equals to. Okay, you want to see the status first? Alert. In the next line, I'm showing the status to you now. Okay, now tell me, when you want this function to execute, when I click on the second button, okay, guys, observe it, all of you. On, not on click means server side. On client click, understand? On client click means client side. On click means server side. You want this logic to execute client side or server side? First on the client side, I'm asking a confirmation. Why to come to server? If you're coming to server again, why should I ask you, do you want to submit? You came to server means submit only. I want to stop you there only. So on client click is equals to what a function name? Test. So all of you observe it. When I click on the button, what happens first is the JavaScript code will execute. Are you sure of submitting the page to server? Click on OK. True. Okay, just a minute. Click on cancel. False. Right now, guys, did you notice when I click on OK, also page is going, next page is coming up. When I click on cancel, also next page is coming up. Notice or not? Once again, you see, okay, the next page is coming fine. But I click on cancel. Array, then also next page is coming now. This is what I want to control. When should I go to the next page? When the user clicks on the OK button. Correct now? So what you need to do is, let me remove this alert and say return status. Are you clear? Return status. If the function returns true, the page has to submit to server. Otherwise, should not submit to the server. Okay, let me run again. Okay, submitted. Now I click on cancel. Will it submit? Let us see. Submitted of now also submitted. But you said, sir, if you say return true, return false, it will work. Yeah, it will work. But while calling that function, we need to accept that value like this. Return test means return true or return false. If I get true there now, what do you meaning? On click is equals to return true. Return true means go to server. If that is false now, on click is equals to return false means don't go to server. Watch it, all of you. I am clicking on the second button. Notice, is the page submitting to server? Focus here, guys. Focus on the refresh. I'll click on cancel. Check it out, all of you. The page is not submitting to the server. This is a clear indication to tell you this is client side happening, not going to server. Shall I click on OK? Will it go to server? Check it out, the refresh. Call focus on the refresh. Order mismatching or what? What happened? Something wrong. Stop it. Button to only, na? No, why is going for a post back? Okay. Let's try it here. Not here. I'll tell you that. Actually, when you execute the client side JavaScript, it will hit back to the same page only. I'll show you that in a different scenario. When you execute client side JavaScript, it will execute on the same page. Okay. See now, cancel. When you click on the cancel, still what you're getting here? First or get request only. Yes or not? When you click on OK, it hit the server. It hit the server. So the main thing what I want to understand, make you understand is return. This return statement only will do the controlling for you. Return true means hit the server. Return false means don't hit the server. Don't hit the server. Generally, you are removing an item in a cart. You are removing an item in a cart. You click on the remove button. Imagine like it's asking a confirmation now. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. Remove it. No, don't remove. Stop it. Mean no will not hit the server now. Yes will hit the server and removes the item. Okay. Generally, the client said JavaScript execution is possible only for postback. For cross-page, how to do I'll show you a different scenario. Okay. For postback only, that generally works actually. So all of you can read what is on client click. Before submitting the page to the server, if you want to execute, then we just take the help of on client click. Understood text now? Text is nothing but the caption. Pushback URL to tell where you wanted to go. Third one, to tell the client side logic function name. Click to tell server side logic method name, not a function name. In C sharp, what we call method. Did you understand? Here, what you say? Client side logic function name. Here, server side logic method name, not a function name. What is it? Method name. So, what should execute on the client side and what should execute on the server side? Are you clearer or not? Okay, mainly I shown with a different page here, I think. Yes, I added a new page and showed you. I tried to show on the same page only there. Okay, so here, basically, when we click on this button, when we click on the button, this logic will execute. I written, I just call it test something there, but here given the name as confirmation. Result is equals to confirm, return true. And when calling also, remember guys, when you're calling also, what you should write? Return. If this return is not there, again it will submit up the page to server. Return should be inside the function also. Return should be here also. And that is not related to C sharp, that is JavaScript. Your teacher would have already taught you this particular concept in the JavaScript. If not, you learned it right now. Are you clear? Your teacher did not teach you about that. You have learned it right now about it. Are you clear? Try these all options, guys. Today, what I shown you, what is the post back, what is the cross page, and also on point click and all. Tomorrow, I will give you an explanation about command name, command arguments, command. These three all commands I'll tell you tomorrow. And I'll tell you tomorrow why are we passing the two parameters to the event handler. What is this? Object sender, event argc. All this explanation I'll tell you. But telling you guys, practice first. If you don't do the practice, if you are not getting a response. Yesterday I say something, you put blank faces again here. Again, I should start from there. Practice and come here. It's wasting the time if you don't do a practice and come. Okay? Let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Why are you talking about auto refresh? Yeah, where is auto refresh at all first? There's no auto refresh now. Then why are you talking about auto refresh? No, no, Nidhi. No, refresh will not work. Refresh and postback are not like same. When you click on refresh, it'll ask you again a message. Do you want to reload the page? Generally, works similar, but the behaviors will be different internally again. You cannot expect the same for refresh and submit. The event listeners are nothing but delegates. Raja, the event listeners are nothing but delegates. నాకే తెలీదు. Expected after this class, Yogesh. Expected after this class.
Hmm. No. Why? Why? Yeah, I will send you a video. Okay. Today. Today class. Sir video. Yeah. Bye bye.